Hello, my name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. Today is the return of Final Fantasy XIV. This song is called White Stone Black, otherwise known as Phase 2 of the Abyssos 8th Circle Savage fight. This is requested by Fissy, S. Sasha, and Danbo. Apparently I heard the first phase. I can't remember what that one was called, but I do remember liking it, which is weird. But it wasn't too long ago. I can't remember what it was called. Embers. Haha. I remember something for once. Wow. And it was filmed. Okay. This is White Stone Black. It's almost a 10-minute song, so it's going to loop a bunch, which is fine, which gives me a lot of time to process what's going on. So this video is from UV. Let's go. White Stone Black. 14. Oh, I remember his ugly face now. Okay. Whoa. Whoa, that was creepy. What a big change. Oh, but the motif is there. Dun dun. Dun na 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 na. Okay. Ooh. Damn, it's so early. I like the percussion a lot, actually. Well, time to get comfortable. That is a very busy boss, by the looks of it. I don't know why. It's not even remotely close, but I just envisioned the opening scene to Blade with the vampire club. No idea why. I guess it sounds kind of gothic. I don't know. It's a very bare bones version of Embers. The same chords, right? Instead of dun 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 dun, it's the same. It's just they just took that riff and turned it into two big long drone chords, which is cool. Because if I heard this first, I would have honestly said it kind of sounds a little whatever. Who knew context was such a big deal? Sarcasm. But I do wonder, is it ever going to change, or if it just stays in this kind of like energy this whole time? Because it has a... Oh, that's cool. It does have a tension to it. When it's just two chords bouncing back and forth, it kind of like... What I mean by tension, I mean musical tension, like it has to resolve. It doesn't have to, but I mean, I would like it to. I think for me, what's really doing it is this percussion. It reminds me of like kind of late 90s, 2000s electronic percussion. I don't know what they're saying. I can never understand Soken's use of vocals because they're always like mad filtered. But the whole idea is there, right? Like sounds very ethereal, voices all like in your head, kind of floating around. A lot of reverb. The only thing that's in your face is the drums. Everything else sounds back here. At least the fight looks really cool. For some reason, I just envision whoever's doing the vocals to have a very specific look to them. And that's like frosted, blonde tips. I don't know, I just keep thinking like early 2000s look. Maybe some BMX glasses. Eating a Slim Jim. I'm just kidding. Okay. It's moving along, actually. I thought it'd be, like, kind of dragging out, but... Yeah, this is definitely one of those songs where... Like, I'm really glad it has a video to it. Because, as a first listen to... I don't want to say bored, because I'm not bored, but, you know, it would get repetitive, I guess. This one, for sure, is all about what came before it, for sure. That's what makes it cool, you know? Like, I'm envisioning hearing Embers playing that phase, going into this phase, and be like, whoa! That's cool! Yeah, see, this is awesome. I think this is a newer song. I could be wrong about that. Well, I see it says Endwalker, so it's at least in the past year. But I think it might be one of the newer ones as I'm recording this in early 2023. Those drums actually are pretty cool. I'm trying to think of another 14 song that I've heard that has similar drums. I can't really think of any. I'm sure there are, but it's really working here. Wow, I just noticed there's electric guitars in it. 9 minutes later. That was buried in there. This is a cool looking boss, by the way. I'm all about the whole ghoulish craziness. Looks like nightmare fuel, but it's still cool looking. And it's dead. So, GG's. Good job, everybody. Oh, this is cool. Oh man, I don't know if it changed here at the end, but that was super cool at the end, where it just kind of like all washed away. Okay. So this is a unique case on the channel where I've heard a song in phases, which I've done I think a couple times, but not too many. But very quickly between each other. So the first time I heard Embers about a month ago. So for me, that's very recent, you know. And then hearing this one, I definitely heard the correlation and all that. So definitely I felt the whole presence of, you know, every time I hear one of these, especially now as I've played Final Fantasies before now, which is weird to say that, but I have now. I try to always put myself in this situation of playing that, fighting that boss, hearing the first song, you know, being all happy that I beat it, and then all of a sudden it changes into another phase, and then this new song comes on. In that regard, yes, you know, of course, I try to give myself as much like pseudo context as I can without having any. And you know, so that goes for, you know, like the tension of, you know, people depending on you, the sound effects going off, which to this day I still have not heard like a sound effect with a song. One day, but you know, I'm imagining all that, like and all this going on. That really enhances it, of course. So although very repetitive as a song, it's definitely like it made sense as I was explaining it to myself. Like I was hearing myself talk, and I'm like, wait, I said tension earlier because of the chords. But then also physical tension because it's phase 2 of looks like a pretty difficult boss. So it makes sense, you know, it makes sense. And if anything, the song is maybe mentally trying to calm you down, which is odd to say, but I mean, by having such a, even though it's kind of chaotic and spooky sounding, repetition, you can find kind of some comfort in that. If that makes any sense. If you just hear it over and over, you just kind of like zone it out, and you just are like in the zone and focusing. So it's kind of weird how that, it's not weird, but it's interesting how that plays out, and I'm sure that the writing style was intended there. So musically, it's incredibly simple. As a blind reaction for the first time, I'm not gonna lie, it's all right. But like, for example, if this was totally blind, I had no image, just a black picture, and I heard that for 9 minutes straight, I could almost guarantee that 14 players would be like, oh, you're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna get anything from that. Like even I would be, you know. So at least that's my assumption. So it was cool to see it, and I always, you know, see footage, but it's like when it comes to songs like this, it really like not gets carried, but you know, it all comes to play, and I definitely felt that here. So because I really did like Embers because of how it reminded me of it actually reminded me of my favorite song from 14. My favorite song from 14 that I've heard is Wrath of the Harrier. Forgot the boss name, but you know, that one song. And Embers kind of reminded me of that. And then, you know, obviously, so by association, I was going to figure I was going to like this one, but it actually like deviated quite a bit. The only thing it kept was the key signature and the chords. So, but I did like the whole like industrial, it kept the whole industrial feel of it. It has this goth overtone. Very unsettling, I guess. So it works in that regard. The drums stood out completely. I really like that style of drumming, which I don't really hear anymore. Or that beat. Boom, ba, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba. I don't really hear that anymore. What else? Oh, it made me curious if there's another phase. I don't know. It kind of looked like it was defeated here, but is it common to have two phases? Is there a third type of thing? You know what I mean? Like, is there more to the song? Because I know, I think like, what is it, Alexander? There's like 5 or something like that. I can't keep track, but you know. So I'm just curious if like, if it's common to have more, if there is another one, etc., etc. Otherwise, I pretty much feel almost identical to Embers, except technically I preferred Embers just because there's more going on. You know, I like, well, not necessarily that I like stuff happening, but I think everything I'm saying would probably make a lot of sense to even 14 players. As if you didn't know, if this is like your first video of me watching me, I've never played this game, but I have heard almost 70 songs, God, from this game. So it's all just, you know, guesses and what I get from it. Don't know why it's called White Stone Black. That's totally, I'm in the dark there. But, yeah, totally fine. Nothing spectacular about it. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It just was a little bit more of a good thing. But Embers to me was kind of like the song, and then this was just kind of like there. But again, with context and knowing that it's the second phase, now that I know what a second phase feels like, I could see the appeal, definitely. But cool that they just took the chords and made something else with it. They kind of extracted more juice out of the song. So cool. White Stone Black from Final Fantasy XIV. Thanks to Fissy's, Sasha, and Danbo. Thanks to the 14 community, as always, for supporting me. And thanks to my platinum supporters on Patreon, which are Kevin, Patrick, Shadow Maxim, Vanadel, Kalinin, Gardelane, Mushimari, Justin, Knox, S-Flot. Thanks to all my other supporters. Thanks to you. And we'll see you. There's still much 14 to do. I don't know if it'll ever stop, but I'll see you in the next one. Dudes and dudettes, my name is Jesse. This has been The Auditorium. I will see you later.